What's interesting to me is that in positive psychology research, gratitude is consistently and strongly associated with greater happiness. And like, who couldn't use more of that, right? Gratitude helps us to feel more positive emotions. It helps us to relish our good experiences, and it improves our health. It helps us to deal with adversity, and it helps us to build strong relationships. You work hard in your business. On the Profit by Design podcast, we ask the big question. What has your business done for you lately? Hi, I'm Dr. Sabrina Starling. I'm the business psychologist, the author of the 4-Week Vacation and the How to Hire the Best series, as well as the founder of Tap the Potential, where we coach entrepreneurs like you to design sustainably profitable businesses that give you more time for what matters most and more money in your bank account than ever. Because after all, we believe work supports life, not the other way around. Weekly on the Profit by Design podcast, we bring you tips, tools, and strategies from our own experiences and from the experiences of our guests who are entrepreneurial thought leaders and real life entrepreneurs, all to support you in making intentionally profitable and sustainable business decisions to live the lifestyle you desire. As the year starts to wind down, this is a time that many of us business owners are reflecting on the year and thinking about the year ahead. And I just want to give you a heads up. In just a few weeks here on the Profit by Design podcast, we will be kicking off our annual strategic planning series. And our team at Tap the Potential has been hard at work because we are going to top what we've done in the past. Kind of how we roll. And we've been paying attention to what you as entrepreneurs need to develop an effective strategic plan that aligns with your life. So most business strategic planning is just focused on the business. At Tap the Potential, we do it differently. We focus on what's important to you in your life and designing your business in that way. So stay tuned. Our strategic planning series is coming up. And I also want to share with you that if you are looking for coaching and accountability in 2023 to really make 2023 the year that you take your life back from your business and you make the business profitable and you grow with a great team of A players, check out what we're up to at Tap the Potential in our Better Business, Better Life program. We may be just what you've been looking for. Head on over to tapthepotential.com and look at the homepage, read about our Better Business, Better Life program and the impact that we're having on entrepreneurs' lives and businesses. And if it looks like this is something that might be a good fit for you, book a call and talk with a member of our success team, and we'll point you in the right direction to which service and which part of our programming would be the most helpful for what you need right now. It may be our entire Better Business, Better Life program, or maybe you need a particular course, or maybe you need some short-term coaching. We've got that created for you. So book a call with us and let us talk to you about what you really need and support you in 2023. Head on over to tapthepotential.com and book your call now. With Thanksgiving upon us, I wanted to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to our team at Tap the Potential for all the ways that you show up and bring your best every single day to serve our clients at Tap the Potential. It's so clear to me how committed to our mission to support entrepreneurs in taking our lives back that our team members exhibit every single day. They exhibit this strong commitment. And I am continually impressed by our team members who are touched by the real life experiences that our clients have as business owners. I've really come to see an appreciation for the challenges that we business owners go through and such a strong desire to bring tools and resources to our clients and our whole Tap the Potential community to support business owners. I also want to express my gratitude and appreciation to our clients over the years at Tap the Potential. I've had the privilege of coaching business owners now going on 17 plus years. And I'm so grateful for every single business owner that has partnered with me and allowed me to be their coach, because I've learned so much over the years. And it is truly an honor to be on a journey with a client. I have clients who I'm still in contact with from 14, 15, 16 years ago. And I love hearing the stories of how lives have evolved and choices that they made in their coaching all those years ago are still playing out in very positive ways in their lives. And they're reaping the benefits from becoming very intentional, not just in their business, but also in their personal lives. And I'm just so grateful for being on that journey with our clients. And whether you're, a long-standing client at Tap the Potential, we have some clients at Tap the Potential who've been with us, I think, going on maybe 6 or 7 years now. And we also have clients that have finished up with us, gone on their way, and they've come back to us because they're at a different phase in their business and their lives, and they have a need again for our services. So it's a wonderful experience to be on this journey. And I wanted to take this opportunity to share the gratitude for this. On Thanksgiving Day, it's the one day out of the year that is specifically earmarked on the calendar for us to express gratitude and to have thankfulness. And today on the podcast, I want to share with you the opportunity for you to work gratitude into your daily experience. Because even though Thanksgiving is a time that can generally lift our spirits as we think about what we're grateful for, we have the opportunity to experience that lift of our spirits every single day when we develop an intentional gratitude practice. And the reason that gratitude has such a profound effect on us and our well-being is that when we acknowledge what we're grateful for, we're usually recognizing that the source of goodness lies at least partially outside of ourselves. And that makes us aware of connecting with something larger than ourselves. It gets us out of our own daily experience and helps us to connect with other people, nature, and even a higher power. And what's interesting to me is that in positive psychology research, gratitude is consistently and strongly associated with greater happiness. And who couldn't use more of that, right? Gratitude helps us to feel more positive emotions. It helps us to relish our good experiences, and it improves our health. It helps us to deal with adversity, and it helps us to build strong relationships. And the other cool thing about gratitude is that there's research that shows that it reduces our envy because it facilitates positive emotions, and that in turn helps us to be more resilient. So I know as business owners, sometimes it's really easy to look at your competition and see what they're doing and feel envious, like if seem like they're having great results. Or sometimes you compare yourself to other business owners and you envy what they have and what they've accomplished, and you wish you could be like them. Well, gratitude makes you aware of paying attention to what you do have now. I think it's so important as business owners that we remember that the problems and challenges that we have currently, we wished for this level of success a year or two ago that created these problems and challenges. And the level of success that we currently have is what someone else is looking at and saying, I wish I had that. And so when we practice gratitude, we learn to look past the challenges and really look at, well, what is working? What am I appreciating about right now in the moment? And it doesn't mean that we don't deal with our challenges and our problems, but it means that we step back from focusing on them, because what we focus on grows. And when we want more good things in our life, there's no better way to get more good things going than to express gratitude and to practice gratitude. When we're constantly focusing on problems and that becomes our mindset, guess what? We're talking to our team and all the time about problems. And that brings down morale. It creates a very negative work experience and causes stress for everyone on the team. If we, the leaders in the business, intentionally shift to being grateful and expressing gratitude, then we're creating a more uplifting, positive environment for our team. The other thing that I think is so important for us as business owners is the impact that gratitude has on our self-esteem. Because oftentimes when things are going wrong in the business, we blame ourselves and we start to think there's something wrong with us, the leader of the business, which impacts our self-esteem. And it's really that slippery slope of self-doubt that creeps in that makes you start doubting your own leadership ability. But when you start practicing gratitude, you notice the people around you who are doing a good job and you're intentionally expressing appreciation to them about specifically what they're doing. That makes you much more aware of what's working and it builds your confidence as a leader. So there was a study that was conducted in 2008 measuring the brain activity of people who are thinking and feeling gratitude. And what they found is that gratitude causes synchronized activation in multiple brain regions and lights up parts of the brain's reward pathways in the hypothalamus. So what this means is that gratitude can boost serotonin and it activates the brainstem to produce dopamine. And dopamine is our pleasure chemical. So the more we think positive, grateful thoughts, the happier and healthier we're going to feel. And we have to remember that our brains have plasticity. We are typically thinking negative thoughts, and that's been our way of interacting with the world for a long time or most of our lives. When you introduce a gratitude practice, it may initially feel very hard to think of what you're grateful for. But the more you practice gratitude, the easier it becomes. And this is something that can have an impact on every area of your life, your relationships, your health, your work performance, helping you achieve dreams and goals that are important to you. So there's an interesting study on gratitude that I want to share with you. Dr. Emmons of the University of California at Davis and Dr. Michael McCullough of the University of Miami are leading researchers in the areas of gratitude. And one of the studies that they've done, they asked participants to write a few sentences each week, focusing on particular topics. So one group wrote about what they were grateful for that had occurred during the week. A second group wrote about their daily irritations or things that had upset them. And the third wrote about just events that had affected them, but with no emphasis on either being positive or negative. After 10 weeks, those who had written about gratitude were much more optimistic and they felt better about their lives. And here's the other interesting part. They had also exercised more and had fewer visits to physicians than those who focused on aggravation. Keep in mind when you're expressing gratitude that the person who receives it feels acknowledged, and acknowledgement feels good. When you're expressing gratitude as the business owner with your team members, you're strengthening those relationships. Gratitude also has a positive effect on you as a leader because it reduces our impatience and improves our decision making. And one of the things I know about us business owners is we have some challenges with impatience. So when we're more grateful, we're less likely to be impulsive and impatient, and we're much more likely to slow down our decision making, which improves the quality of our decision making. And there's research that actually shows that gratitude in an organization and feeling respected in the workplace helps employees to feel connected in their teams and welcomed and valued. And this is really important for your team members who are in earlier stages of their career and they're still finding their way, and they may be less likely to feel confident about their work, and they may also not get respect from older peers. So when you cultivate the gratitude practice in your business, you're actually helping your newer team members who are younger in their careers find their strengths and learn more about themselves and recognize where they have the opportunity to make a significant contribution. So in 2016, a group of researchers released a study called The Grateful Workplace that looked at the benefits of gratitude at work and different organizational practices that make gratitude a part of a culture at work. And among the findings of this research is that gratitude in the workplace leads to increased trust and teamwork, higher job satisfaction, fewer sick days, and less stress and more positive emotions. And I think overall, one of the key things that was noted in the Grateful Workplace is that a mindset of gratitude leads to growth mindset versus fixed mindset. So when we have a fixed mindset, we feel like nothing that we do really makes a difference, like we're kind of a victim of our circumstances. And growth mindset keeps us focused on the impact that we're able to have on our circumstances. And we become much more mindful of looking for ways to make a positive difference and to make a contribution. At Tap the Potential, one of our immutable laws is to be a gift from our gifts. And so what that looks like on a daily basis here at work is that I'm watching our team members and I'm watching when they're showing up from their strengths, and I intentionally acknowledge them for their strengths and the different ways that they are having an impact on our clients and our other team members by showing up from their strengths. And I actively acknowledge that because that helps our team members to want to do more of that, right? And so it creates this environment where team members are looking out for one another from their strengths. So if they see another team member who's struggling in an area and they have a strength in that area, they're encouraged to step in and support from their strengths, which creates this very trusting, safe, supported work environment. And interestingly enough, a Glassdoor survey found that 81% of employees said they would work harder for a grateful boss. So keep that in mind. Instead of pointing out people's mistakes and what's going wrong, really shift your attention to expressing appreciation, noticing what someone is doing well, and commenting on that. When you are expressing gratitude on a regular basis at work, it's much easier to have performance-related conversations in which you have to give the critical feedback where someone is off track with their performance because you're putting deposits in their emotional bank account all along. So a simple team development exercise that you can do to start cultivating gratitude on your team is in your next team meeting, ask people to share 3 things they're grateful for. One item would be something they're grateful for at work. Another would be someone on the team they're grateful for and why. And something in their life outside of work that they're grateful for. This kind of go-round will really help team members get to know each other on a more personal level and really see one another as real, authentic human beings. But also when they're acknowledging fellow team members and what they're appreciating, it inspires their fellow team members to be even more connected and to feel more a part of the team and to work harder because they're feeling appreciated. So when you introduce this practice, you might find a way to do it on a regular basis. Maybe you do it every quarter in a quarterly team meeting, or maybe it's a way that you end one of your weekly team meetings. I love starting meetings with icebreakers like wins and successes, but ending meetings with these kinds of exercises allows people to leave the meeting feeling really connected. And that's a great way, if there have been tough conversations that have happened in the meeting, it's a great way to end the meeting on a positive note and get people focused again on being grateful and being resilient. So on the personal side, some simple things that you can do to cultivate a gratitude practice are to time block on your calendar a specific time to write thank you notes, like handwritten thank you notes. During our last Breakthroughs retreat, Darren Veerasamy took us through an exercise called You Are a Badass. And as part of this exercise, we got to write a letter to someone on our team and recognize them as a badass. and then give it to them. That's something simple. You could time block on your calendar once a week to write your "You Are a Badass" letter to somebody on your team. You could also just be intentional to use that time to send out some handwritten thank you notes or connect with people that have impacted the business in some way. Go onto their social media and toot their horn. Like oftentimes we're on social media and we're tooting our own horns, and you might have a time block specifically where you go out into social media and you look for the people who are fans and advocates for your company, who have helped spread the word, and look for ways that you can be supportive of them. You might even call them on the phone and say, "Hey, what do you have coming up in the next 90 days that's really important to you? What can I do to support you?" And if you have that time blocked on your calendar once a week, you'll make it happen. If we don't block the time for it, it just becomes something we hear about on a podcast, think it's a good idea, and never implement that. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? I'm teasing here. So block the time on your calendar. You can also keep a gratitude journal. One really good way to end your day, particularly if you have trouble sleeping, is before you get in bed, take a few minutes to write down 3 things that you're grateful for that day. You could also accompany this with writing down something that you're going to forgive yourself for from that day. That's a really great way to let go and transition to sleep. Thank you for spending time with us today. Join our conversation in the Entrepreneurs Take Your Life Back Facebook community at tapthepotential.com/group. Share your aha moments from today's episode, ask me questions, and join in on the fun with your fellow entrepreneurs on the journey to designing sustainably profitable businesses that give you more time for what matters most and more money in your bank account than ever. And finally, share today's episode with a friend if you know a friend who would enjoy it. This is real life business. Keep your chin up, keep moving forward. You got this. If you've gotten value from today's show, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you are a repeat listener of the podcast, know that we greatly appreciate you at Tap the Potential. And to that end, I have a request. Please consider leaving us a review on whatever platform you're listening on. Our reviews help other entrepreneurs like you to find us. Be a part of our movement to help entrepreneurs take your life back from your business.